Previously, we learned how to draw lines and simple shapes in the Amidine app. In this tutorial, we will explain the basics of drawing more complicated art using the pen tool. Before we start, let's download and open the sample document accompanying the lesson. Then disable the Smart Guides in the Document tab of the inspector. They're not necessary for us in this lesson. The sample document is the drawing of a little dinosaur. As you can see, it consists of various paths and anchor points. All of these paths were created with the pen tool. Let's see how it works. We will begin with the first sheet, where we can trace some parts of the dinosaur. Pan the canvas with 2 fingers until you reach the first sheet. Activate the pen tool by tapping on the little pen icon in the Tools panel. Let's begin drawing sharp teeth on our tiny creature. Feel free to draw atop the sample. The template is locked on the background, so you won't break it. The path consists of the straight segments, and it's quite easy to reproduce them. What we do now is tap on the canvas to create the first point. We marked it in green. Then tap again in the new position to create another point. If you made a mistake and added a point to a wrong position, roll back by choosing Undo from the menu, or simply tap with 2 fingers somewhere on the screen. As you may notice, the area between the lines is filled with color. It happens if the line has the Fill option enabled in the Appearance panel. Tap on the eye icon to disable the fill. Add new points until you reach the penultimate point. To close the path, we need to connect this point with the first one. Just tap on the initial point to close the path. Closed path is, in essence, a shape of a free form. To change the color of its filling, make sure the shape remains selected and open the Appearance panel. Enable the fill and then choose the necessary color in the Color panel. Let's get back to the document and try to draw something more complicated. In our second exercise, we will trace the dinosaur's body. The path that forms consists of a number of smooth and corner points. We added several auxiliary lines to the drawing so that you can understand the process more easily. Start by tapping on the green point first, but this time tap and drag to pull out the direction lines out of the point. The length and direction of these lines influence the curvature of the path. Since we will be drawing in the clockwise direction, the direction line should also be pulled in the same direction. Make sure the length of the handles corresponds to the auxiliary lines. Otherwise, the path you create won't match the one in the original drawing. Tap on the other point and drag to pull out the direction lines again. Move to a next point and repeat the process. As you can see, the tool created a smooth point again, while we need to have a corner here. To overcome this, use the Convert to Corner Points tool on the control bar. Just tap on it to convert the selected point into a corner point. Then we can continue drawing with the straight line. Tap once without pulling out the direction lines. Move on to another point, tap and drag to create the curvature of the lower jaw. As always, make sure the length and direction of each handle corresponds to the auxiliary lines. To continue drawing, we need to learn how to split the direction lines and give a path an alternative direction. To do this, while drawing with the pen tool with your finger, hold down another finger without releasing the first one. By doing this, you temporarily switch to Convert Anchor Point tool. Now, if you pull one of the direction points while the second finger is held down, the symmetry between the direction lines will no longer exist, and we may give the path a new direction. Release the second finger, then tap and drag at a new point. Again, without releasing the first finger, hold down the second finger to split the left direction line. Release the second finger and proceed to our next point. Tap and drag to make it a smooth point. Tap and drag on the next point as well. Tap and drag on the next point. Hold down the second finger to split the left direction line. Adjust them accordingly. Release the second finger and proceed to our next point. Tap and drag, then finally proceed to our starting point. Tap on the starting point to close the path. Once we did this, we can fill the created shape with a color using the Appearance panel. And with a little practice, you will be able to create objects of any shape. Don't worry about slight imperfections in the drawing. Even experienced designers will not create such complicated shapes in one go. A common workflow is to draw a shape that looks close to what you need, and then adjust one part of the drawing after another until you reach perfection. In our next video, we will demonstrate what path editing options are available with the help of selection and pen tools.